Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel and a brand new video, and I'd like to welcome you to my Tekken 7 Season 4 guide for Katarina Alves. Now, if this is your first time seeing my videos in my channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is PirateKingFla, but you can simply just call me Fla. I've been playing Tekken competitively since Tekken Tag Tournament 2, where I was a Christie main. Now, when Tekken 7 came out, the first character I picked was Katarina, and she has been my main since day one of release, and even prior to that when the game was still on arcades. And if you want to take it even further back, the moment I saw her concept art released, I looked at her and I said to myself that this character was going to be my main. So basically, I'm a Katarina main loyalist, and I haven't looked back ever since. So let me just go ahead and jump right into this video. To start off, I'm going to give you a rundown of who Katarina is as a character and how I've found success in playing her. So she is a very poke heavy character. Most of your damage will come from moves such as 1-1, 1-2, down forward 1, down forward 1-1, down 3, and down 4. These are all very quick pokes that can quickly add up in damage, and they are also able to lock down your opponent when you have the momentum. Down forward 1 in particular is now -2 instead of -3, meaning that on block you have an extra frame to work with. Another move that I do like to use myself is back 3. So this move right here I use as a keep out move. You can see that Katarina has really long legs, and back 3 is something that I like to use when I want to create space between myself and the opponent. Just a little tool that I like to use as a way to keep them out, and it's something that I think is important that you should keep in mind. Also, I do want to mention back 2. So this move right here, I want to mention it real quick because even though I don't use this often, it is very useful if you can recognize that there's a space or gap in an opponent's string, such as in Leo's back 1-4. As you can see from the sample clip, I was able to get a launcher by using Katarina's back 2 in between Leo's back 1-4. So this is a move to keep in mind for that specific reason alone. If you know there's a gap in a certain string, test this out. Test out back 2 to see if you get a launcher. Now for more solid chunks of damage, you have down forward 3. So this move right here is actually really good because you would be surprised at how often people get hit by this attack. Not to mention that it has long range. So it's very deceptive. Sometimes people will think that they're out of range of down forward 3+4, but surprise, surprise, they're still going to get hit by it. So let me just give you a small demonstration. So we're here in the starting position. So let me just back up a bit. So something like that, right? Look at that. Look at the reach on this attack. Let me show you again. So you back up a bit, back up to about there. Look. It still hits the opponent. So it's a very deceptive move that is actually, and that's actually good for you because of how deceptive it is. People don't tend to block it. So keep this one in mind. Also, I do like to use down back 3. So down back 3 is a good option, especially when your opponent's back is against the wall. Because if you have your opponent against the wall and you use down back 3, you can get a follow-up up back 4. It's guaranteed. And I will be covering more of her wall game later on in this video, but I do want you to keep down back 3 in mind. Also, full crouch down forward 4, another good move that has very solid damage, and it also has counter hit properties. It's another move that I want you to keep in mind as well. Along with that, she also has, as you can see, Katarina has very, very good movement. She has a good sidestep game. She's able to sidestep and sidewalk really well. And also her backdash in particular is really good. She has a very good backdash. Now, how good your movement is plays a big role in the outcome of a match. One thing that I will always tell people, and I will stand by this forever, is that movement is everything in this game. Proper movement gives you the ability to attack and defend, while also giving you the ability to make your opponent whiff attacks or interrupt them with a counter hit. Now let's move on to changes that Katarina got in Season 4. So the first thing I do have to mention is that Katarina got her hitbox adjusted in moves such as Harrier 3, down forward 3+4, down back 3, and down back 4. So what this means is that your opponent's mid attacks are now able to hit her. Basically, they reduced some of her crushing properties. But at the end of the day, I think that's fair. Honestly, I think that's fair. The moves are still viable, but just know that they won't be able to go under mid attacks the way that they used to. Now let me talk about the most obvious change and her new move that Katarina got in Season 4, which is Harrier down forward 3. This move right here. This is the new move that Katarina got in Season 4. Harrier down forward 3. What do I think of this move? I think that it's actually a very solid move that is going to give Katarina more options out of Harrier stance, and I'm going to tell you why. To start off, Harrier down forward 3 is only -12, meaning that if it gets blocked, you won't get punished too bad. Chances are you might not even get knocked down from getting punished. Harrier down forward 3 is also a move that hits grounded, so if your opponent is on the ground and you happen to do this move, it's going to hit them. But I think the best thing about Harrier down forward 3 is that it does have a counter hit property. So as you can see, on counter hit, Harrier down forward 3 knocks down the opponent, like so. Now I want you to keep in mind the position that the dummy Katarina was in when she got counter hit. Look at the position. Katarina was face down, head towards you. And I will cover the importance of this and how it's related to counter hit moves later on in this video. But let me get back to the main point, which is Harrier down forward 3. So this move makes Katarina's Harrier stance more effective for several reasons. And very quickly, Harrier is simply Katarina's stance. So to do it, you do forward 4. If you want to do it manually, forward 4 is the way to go into Harrier stance. But she does have ways to go into that stance out of moves. So, for example, let's say you are doing back 1 into Harrier. Let's say you do back 1, Harrier 1, right? So this is a high risk, high reward move because Harrier 1 is a high. It is able to knock down on counter hit, but because it is a high, if your opponent reads you, they can duck and punish you. I was slow on the punish, but just like so. Now, this is where Harrier down forward 3 comes in, because if your opponent ducks expecting a high and you do Harrier down forward 3 instead, they will eat a counter hit and a follow up. So let me show you. Alright, so let me do back 1. So I did back 1 into Harrier down forward 3, and the first option is back 1 into Harrier 1. So let me just demonstrate the entire sequence. So here we have the high. duck, punish, and you get a combo. Now let's see what happens if I duck expecting the high, but Katarina does the low instead. You see? Look what happened there. Look at what's happening. So if I'm expecting the high and I go for a launcher trying to punish the high, but she does the low, I will get counter hit. And on counter hit, you know, Katarina can get a follow-up up back 4 or a stomp. So here's what this new move has created. It's created a situation where people might want to duck the stance even more as a way to defend against the high and the low. However, this is where Katarina's mids out of Harrier come in, such as Harrier 4, which is a mid that also has wall bounce properties, like that. And then there's also Harrier 2, for example. So now your opponent is going to have to think about, what are you going to do out of Harrier? Are you going to go high, low, or mid? So Harrier down forward 3 for that reason alone is very effective in that it's going to give you more options out of stance. Let me very quickly cover Harrier stance. So out of Harrier, she has Harrier 1, Harrier 2, Harrier 3, Harrier 4, the wall bounce. She has Harrier down forward 2, 3, what the heck? Like that, Harrier down forward 2, 3. Like that. And she also has Harrier down forward 1+2, which is a throw. And of course, as mentioned, new move, Harrier down forward 3. As you can see, the new move is definitely going to add more variation to what you can do out of Harrier. Also, you don't have to commit to a move out of Harrier. You can keep your opponent guessing. So you could simply go into stance and cancel by holding down back and hold back. So you could do Harrier, cancel, hold back. And you can use this as a way to analyze what your opponent's reaction is going to be to going into Harrier stance. So by seeing how they react to you going into Harrier stance, once you collect enough information, then you can react and adjust accordingly. So you could cancel Harrier like that. Just Harrier, down back, hold back. Now let's talk about Katarina's punishers, because this is important. So Katarina's standing punishers are the following. For 10 frame, you have 1, 2, and you could also use that for 11 frame. So 10 frame, 10 and 11 frame, you have 1, 2 punish, like that, 1, 2. Her 12 frame is 2, 2. This is a very good move because it does a lot of damage. It does 30 damage, which is solid, and it also has a lot of reach. So as you can see, when Katarina does 2, 2, she takes a step forward. So she is able to reach and punish certain moves that other characters might not be able to. So her 12 frame punish is 2, 2. 13 frame punish. This one is kind of tricky because for her 13 frame punish, you can do forward 2, 2, 4. This is a valid option right here. The only problem is that the timing is really strict on this move. So if you mess up trying to use that as a punish, if you mess up, you're just going to miss out on damage completely. Also for 13 frame, I guess you have down forward 1 as well. Down forward 1, like that. Her 14 frame punish, Katarina has 3, 3, 3. So that's her 14 frame punisher, the entire string. As you can see, it's 14 frames, 5 hits for 38 damage. So pretty good. Her 15 frame punish is a hop kick, which is up forward 4, 4. Like so. For a 16 frame punish, Katarina has up back 4. So this move right here, the only time I use up back 4 to punish is if I'm blocking something like Paul's Death Fist. So Paul's Death Fist on paper should be launch punishable, but the pushback is so much, Death Fist has so much pushback that if I try to punish with a hop kick, it doesn't reach. So even though on paper Death Fist is launch punishable, Katarina's hop kick doesn't reach. This is where up back 4 comes in. Now, if you block anything that is minus 19 or worse, Katarina's punish for that is up forward 3. Like so. So anything that's minus 19 or worse, you can choose to do up forward 3 if you want. Now, I will add one thing here. My personal preference to punish anything from minus 12 to minus 14 has been 2-2. So let me say that again. My preference to punish anything from minus 12 to minus 14 has been 2-2. This is just a preference. Like I said, it's a strong move with good damage. It wall splats, and it also has some pretty good frame advantage on hit, as you can see, plus 10. So not bad. You can do whatever you want, but like I said, my preference, anything from minus 12 to minus 14, I will always go for a 2-2 punish like that. Her crouching punishers. So Katarina's crouching punishers are the following. 10 frame. You got a dick jab. That's her 10 frame punish out of crouch. Dick jab, like that. Down back 1. Dick jab. 11 to 12 frame. Out of crouch, her punish is going to be while standing 4, like that. While standing 4. Her 13 frame punish out of crouch is while standing 1-1. And after this move, you can also choose to go into Harrier stance to continue your momentum if you so choose. So let's say you block something that's minus 13 while standing 1-1, Harrier, and then whatever you decide to do. Her 14 frame punish out of crouch is while standing 3-3. It's the same move as standing 3-3, like that, but just out of crouch. Her 15 frame punish out of crouch is while standing 2. That's 15 frame out of crouch. And also she can do hop kick. So up forward 4-4 out of crouch. So if you block anything that's minus 15, you can choose to do while standing 2 or hop kick out of crouch, your choice. And as mentioned before, if you block anything that's minus 19 or worse, you can also do up forward 3 out of crouch. Like so. When it comes to whiff punishers, my go-to are up forward 4 hop kick. So, let's say you create distance between your opponent, and then, you could do a hop kick. And even, like you saw right there, even if the first hit doesn't connect, sometimes the last hit coming down will, and you still get the property of getting a launcher. You won't get the full amount of damage, but you still get a launcher. So keep that in mind. Hop kick to whiff punish is a very good option, even if you don't get both hits. Also, up forward 3 is another good whiff punish as well. It has decent reach. Maybe not that much, but like so. Up forward 3 is also a good whiff punisher. And forward 2-4. This thing is a good move to whiff punish. And it has very good momentum, has good reach, and it does launch. And then you can follow it up with a combo. Like so. And I guess I should mention, I'm glad that happened, because if you whiff the first hit, so if you whiff that, and you only get the 4, the kick, then it won't launch. But if you get both as a whiff punish, then you get a launcher. On counter hit, it does launch, even if you just get the kick. Speaking of counter hit moves, I think it's about time we cover that for Katarina. And I'm going to focus on the key moves that you want to keep in mind when it comes to counter hit. So I'm going to start off with counter hit, down forward, 3+4. Let me actually just set the counter hit property on so I don't have to keep doing that. So counter hit on. All right. So going back to that, counter hit forward, counter hit down forward, 3+4. This move right here. Now, remember what I said. Pay attention to how the opponent behaves when they get knocked down after this move on counter hit. So let me show you. Look at the opponent. Face down, head towards you. Remember how earlier I said I would come back to this? Well, here it is. Remember this position, because if at any point in a match you manage to get your opponent in that position, Katarina gets a free up back 4 or a stomp. So, well, the only exception to this rule is if for some reason you happen to be off axis, then it won't hit. But beyond that, everything else is good. So let me demonstrate. So you have counter hit, down forward, 3+4. Long range attack, very good. Look at that. On counter hit, you could get a follow-up, up back 4, like that. 43 damage. You could dash in and get a stomp for 47 damage. So on counter hit, you have the stomp option and you have the up back 4 option. It's a very good follow-up to this move. Also, full crouch down forward 4. This move right here, what do? If you get it on counter hit, look at that. You can get an up back 4, or, well, you can get that as well, but you could get a stomp, is what I'm trying to get at, like that. And notice how it didn't even register as a combo. Even though it officially didn't register as a combo, it still works. It's still a follow-up. Your opponent can't get out of that if you do it correctly. There, I managed to do it with the combo. As you can see, it's 50 damage if you get the stomp. You also have counter hit 1-1-1. So this move right here. As you can see, counter hit 1-1-1. Look at the opponent. Face down, head towards you. Now, only the last hit is a counter hit, so keep that in mind. But as you can see, 1-1-1 counter hit, face down, head towards you. What can you do? Back up. This one you get an up back 4 follow-up. So like that, up back 4. Stomp on this one, stomp won't work because there is a slight change in the animation of when the opponent goes down. So for example, let me show you. Counter hit, full crouch, down forward 4. Pay attention to how the opponent goes down. You see that? Now, compare that to the way they go down with this move. She just gets spiked to the floor. If it doesn't have this, then you can't get a stomp. Like that. If the opponent falls to the ground like that, you can get an up back 4 or a stomp. But if they just get spiked, you can only get up back 4. So I want you to keep that in mind because it's important. Another move that has a counter hit property, as I said earlier in the guide, I like to use back 3 like that to keep opponents out. But it does have a counter hit property. Usually if this move does land on counter hit, as you can see, that's the effect it has. If this does land on counter hit, I use it as an opportunity to take a quick breather and regroup. Or you can also kind of go in, maybe do that as well. Now, that isn't guaranteed, by the way. So, back 3 into forward 3, that is not guaranteed. It's just that the opponent isn't blocking. But you can go in and like do a down forward 1 or something, like a knee or something. Man, I'm just getting ahead of myself. I'm showing all the other counter hit moves I was going to talk about. We know that down forward 3 out of Harrier is a counter hit. So with this, you can get up back 4. You can get a stomp. But look at what happens if you take the opponent to the wall. Look at that right here. You could get a pickup for a combo. So counter hit, Harrier, down forward 3, at the wall. You could do that. Also, I do want to mention something real quick. So out of Harrier stance, right? Out of Harrier stance, Katarina can do Harrier 3, like that. And again, look at the way the opponent falls. Look at the animation. This is just normal hit, by the way. But if Katarina happens to land Harrier 3, you can get up back 4 follow-up, or you could get a stomp. Also keep in mind forward 3, because that's also, look at that. This one, you can only get up back 4. Keep in mind this move. 4-4-3, face down, up back 4. It's also, this move is essentially the same as Harrier up forward 3. So Harrier up forward 3 and forward 3 are essentially the same move. So if you happen to land those, remember, up back 4. Learn how to recognize the animation. This is, the opponent just gets spiked to the ground with this. Look, 4-4-3, she gets spiked to the ground. When that happens, you can only get up back 4. But if she falls like that, you could get up back 4 or a stomp. Like so. On the topic of Harrier, she does have some nice counter hit options out of stance as well. So she does have Harrier 2. She has Harrier up forward 3, which, as you can see the animation, it allows you to get a full combo. So as you can see, like so. Also, Katarina has Harrier, sorry, not Harrier. Well, actually, yeah, she does. So we kind of talked about this, but her new move, Harrier down forward 3, counter hit, up back 4. She could also do stomp, like that. Another counter hit option that Katarina has is forward 3. Forward 3. If you land this as a counter hit, you can pick up to do a combo. You know, something like that. I'm going to be covering combos later on in this video. Right now, I just want to show you the counter hit moves and the animations. So forward 3, you could get a combo after that. Counter hit down 2, you can get a combo after that. Harrier 1, sorry, not Harrier, 1-1-2, last hit only, you can get a combo after that. And of course, she also has her counter hit down forward 4, which is the knee. This move right here. Very good move. Counter hit knee. The classic way to set this up ever since season 1 is 1-1-2 into down forward 4. So let me just, the opponent, so 1-1-2, down forward 4. So if I block that move, so if the opponent, let's say you're fighting a Katarina player, or let's say you do it, right? If you do 1-1-2 into down forward 4, you can get a counter hit, assuming the opponent tries to retaliate after the 1-1-2 string. So as you can see, let me do that again. Katarina's going to do 1-1-2. I'm going to try to punish, and look what happens. I get counter hit. Now this is a very classic setup, and it tends to work only on newer players who aren't fully aware of the frame data. So I will say that much. At a lower level, with more beginning players that are new to the game, this strategy right here, it could take you far actually. But at a higher level, people are aware of this setup. But you know what? You may be surprised. You may be surprised. It might be worth throwing it out there and doing it. You never know who you could catch. And of course, how could I forget about counter hit down forward? Sorry, not counter hit down forward. Counter hit 4-4-4. This move right here. This might as well be Katarina's signature move. I'm telling you right now, this is a great move to use, and it's one of my favorites. On block, it is -10. So if you do 4-4-4 and your opponent blocks it, it is -10. However, the great thing about this move is that you can hold forward to go into Harrier stance and make it somewhat safe. So you could do 4-4-4, Harrier, and make it somewhat safe. Let me just show you an example. As you can see right there, I tried to punish Katarina's 444. And that's a valid strategy, because sometimes the opponent will know, okay, he's doing 444. So that's -10. Let me try to jab punish it. But if you happen to go into Harrier stance and their timing is off and they hesitate or anything like that, you're gonna get a counter hit 1. You're gonna get a counter hit Harrier 1, and you could get a follow-up like that. Actually, let me talk about that real quick. So Harrier counter hit 1 out of Harrier. So Harrier counter hit 1. You see this property right here? You could do 443 and get a follow-up. Like that. Now quickly going back to 444 Harrier. Like that. This is not a foolproof method. Your opponent can still hit you, but the idea behind going into Harrier stance after 444 is that it gives your opponent something extra to think about. And it's possible that you might even get a reward, rather than just staying still and accepting the -10 punish. Now let's talk about Katarina's wall game. So Katarina at the wall is very dangerous. She can pressure you with small jab strings to keep you there. You know, do stuff like 1-2, down forward 1, kind of move around you like that to keep you at the wall. But where she really shines is during her wall combos. That's where she really becomes a threat. And she has a variety of moves to get the opponent in a wall splat situation, such as 2-2, down forward 2-2, down forward 2-4, back 3+4, back 3+4, like that. She also has Harrier down forward 2-3, forward 3+4, and you can get a wall bounce if you happen to do Harrier 4. You can get a wall bounce and get a resplat. So she has that going for her. And once you get the combo, once you get a wall splat, you're gonna want to use one of the 3 following combo options. So let's say you get a wall splat. So wall splat, down forward. Let me just tell you what I'm gonna do first. So I'm gonna do wall splat, down forward 1-1 into Harrier 4. So like that, 55 damage, pretty good. Let me show that again. Wall splat, down forward 1-1, Harrier 4. Pretty good. You can also do wall splat, jab, down forward 1, 3-3-3. So let me show that right now. Like that, 57 damage. One thing I have to mention about Katarina's wall game, and this goes for everybody in general, but let's focus on Katarina. So there are different types of wall splats. You got your normal wall splat that looks like this. As you can see, the opponent is falling down towards you. Like that. The opponent is falling towards you. However, there is a thing such as a high wall splat, and the animation changes. The opponent no longer falls towards you, rather, they slide back down towards the ground. This is important to know with Katarina, because if you get a high wall splat, you have another extra option. You have another option for a combo. You can do the same thing as a normal wall splat. So you could do high wall splat, down forward 1-1, Harrier 4. You could do jab, down forward 1, 3-3-3. But she does have the option of doing forward, forward 3 into up, back 4. Like that. That is another combo that she has if she gets a high wall splat. The timing is tricky on this one because it only works if you time it correctly. And the timing for that, you gotta look out at how the opponent falls. So as you can see, Katarina sliding down. The moment her butt touches the ground is when you want to do forward, forward 3. That's how you want to do it. If your timing is off, you're not going to get the follow-up. But it's something that you should know and you should practice. Alright, now let's talk about rage. So when it comes to rage, you have one of two choices. You can use Rage Art, which does 55 damage. You can use this as a punish or to end a combo. But keep in mind that if you do use it in a combo, the damage will scale and it'll be less damage. So on normal, normal Rage Drive does 55 damage, but like I said, if it's in a combo, it's not going to do 55 damage. However, what you should really be looking to do with Katarina in Rage is to use her Rage Drive. Her Rage Drive is Harrier 1+2. This is a really, really good move, especially at the wall. So yes, you can use it out in the open. If you do Rage Drive and your opponent blocks it, it's +5 on block, so not bad. But where this really shines is at the wall. Let me give you an example. And this is just going to be a simple example, but let me show you. So I'm going to do a combo and finish it with a Rage Drive. And notice how much damage she gets. So look at this. I'm going to do 2-2, down forward 1-1, Rage Drive. Check this out. Look at that. Look at the damage. That was 82 damage. And that was just a small combo. So imagine if you get a bigger combo than that, right? So let me show you again. That's pretty good. Look at the damage. That's some massive damage you have right there. So when it comes to Katarina with Rage, if you get your opponent to the wall and you get a wall splat, doesn't matter if it's a normal one like this or a high, you should be using your Rage Drive. So your go-to should be down forward 1-1 Harrier Rage Drive, like so. Like that. Chances are, if you get a wall combo and you have Rage Drive and your opponent's life bar is low enough, if you hit that move, you'll win the round. High probability of that. Alright, so now we are in the combo section of this guide. So Katarina has a lot of cool combos that she can do. They deal very good damage, and there are options whether you want to make it complicated for maximum damage or make it simple for decent damage. So let me just show you a universal combo that works with any launcher. So if you are a newer player, or if you just want to keep things simple in general, if you just want to keep things simple, the combo you should use is down forward 1 3 times. So you get a launcher, down forward 1 3 times, 2-2, back 1, Harrier 4. So let me show you. So let's say I get hop kick, 1 2 3, 2-2, dash in, back 1, Harrier 4. 60 damage, 9 hit. Not bad. This is a simple combo that anybody could do, and it works out of any launcher. So now I'm going to showcase the combos that I use as a player, what I use in a real match. Keep in mind that this is being performed in practice mode, where everything is under the appropriate situation. But in a real match, you might have to modify a combo based on stage positioning, if you're off axis, and things of that nature. So let me just go ahead and show you the combos that I use. And that's going to be the end for my guide of Katarina Alves in Tekken 7 Season 4. Ultimately, here's what I think about the character. Katarina is very strong. She has good tools all around her. The only problem, it's a problem, but I'm going to call it a blessing. She flies under the radar a lot. So not many people know just how threatening this character can be. And I'm actually kind of glad that it's kind of a secret, to be honest. So this was my guide for this character. I hope that everybody here learned something or refreshed their memories on how to play the character. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to you, the player, to make use of all of the tools she has and make the character work for you. I also want to give a big thanks to all the subscribers that I have here on YouTube and all the followers I have on Twitch. Thank you for liking my content. I really appreciate it. I enjoy making videos and seeing the positive reaction to them. That's a good feeling. So thank you for that. And to people that don't like my video, thank you as well for giving me a view. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Share strats if you want. Discuss among yourselves. And if anybody here is new, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the bell so you get notifications on all my uploads. Follow me on my Twitch. Ring the bell on that. Follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with me. Do all of that stuff. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Hope y'all enjoyed. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you are. Take care and stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next video.